Welcome to another episode of the Fantasy Rabbit Hole Podcast. I am your host, CSD Fantasy. Hello, Fantasy Faithfuls, and welcome to another episode of the Fantasy Rabbit Hole Podcast. My name is CSD Fantasy, and I'm flanked by the one and only Nick Faber and the Coin Master, Matt Williams. How are y'all doing today?
I'm great. Living life. Quarantined up.
I'm doing good. I'm not wearing a jack-o'-lantern shirt like Nick up there.
Yeah, man. It's almost fall, it seems like. By the time quarantine's done, it'll be Halloween.
If you wear a hat all the time, no one knows you need a haircut.
Dude, let's talk about haircut, dude. Oh my God. What I'm about to do is pull out the buzzer and just all the way, no guard, rip it down to the very bottom. And then just let it grow for the next month and a half until we're out of this.
I didn't know the Floby, I didn't know it existed, and people were telling me about it. And it reminds me of the suck cut from Wayne's World 2.
Oh,
do you guys not know what this thing is?
No.
It's like a thing, the real infomercial. You can buy this. You hook it to a vacuum cleaner, legitimately your vacuum, and you hook it up, and it literally you suck your own hair out. It has blades on it from the air from your vacuum, and it just evenly just sucks your hair off. And it's like, and it says, quote, perfect haircut every time.
Every time?
According to them.
Oh, that's that.
Money back guaranteed? Because
they probably want a before and after photo. And then they
determine. Well,
it's like, if you want your money back, we're going to post these. But that's a real thing. Floby, look it up, everybody. They're probably sold out in all reality.
My haircut just went to shit last time I did it. I went to a new barber or whatever you want to call it, and it was a woman cutting my hair, and she would not stop talking, and ended up like the hair just looked like she hadn't cut it. I apparently had markings at the back of my neck for where she'd used like the trimmer. My wife's like, what the crap happened to you? I'm like, I'm not happy about this. Never going back.
Dude, I don't know how you guys are. When I sit down in a barber chair, the first thing I'd say to the man or woman, whoever's cut my hair, for me, I don't really care about my hair. I could care less about my hair. I go for the cheapest cut. There is a Great Clips that gives $6.99 haircuts right down the street, and I use them every goddamn time. I could care less about my hair.
I used to agree with you.
Now listen.
But because there's worse than that, because you said you can go anywhere and you name like hair, like Great Clips or something like that.
You're talking about
not sponsored by Great Clips.
But you're about to say like a free college, aren't you?
No. When I lived in Florida, I didn't have money, and they were giving away like $2 haircuts at Walmart. And let me tell you, there's a bad haircut that can be had. Oh my God!
But you tested it, and I would also test it because I see $2 haircut. And I'm in. I don't even know if I just got a haircut a week ago. Let's go. $2 haircut. Let's go right now.
You got to go into it knowing that you're okay with a buzz cut. If you go into that knowing that, you're okay.
It's a good
I can't do a buzz cut though. If I do tried it once, I looked in the mirror and I thought it was my cousin standing there because we look like twins. If I get a buzz cut.
I hate my cousin.
No, but it's super weird if you're like, He rocked a buzz cut for a bunch of years, and then I did it, and I'm like, looked in the mirror, like, holy shit, this is how similar we look. Like, my mom, she looked up like, it doesn't look like you, it looks like your cousin. This is weird. Like, that's how similarly we're like our appearances. If it's just the hair apparently that's keeping us apart.
Like on the pre-show, we were like, do we have enough time to do this entire thing? Yeah, we'll stay on point.
Yeah.
We'll get through everything we want. 20 minutes on the Floby and haircuts.
No, but this is what you need in this time in the world we're living in right now. Just mindless discussions about things to make it seem normal.
I also, by the way, will put money down right now that there is no way we can get through this entire episode. No way we can get through this in an hour. Absolutely no way.
Especially not as this episode is so good. We have so much great stuff coming up that we're going to go down the rabbit hole so many times. But with that said, you are very welcome to interrupt us at any point in the show if you're watching live. If you're not watching live, I will read out questions that we get. But we have a fantastic show, and let's get into it with the news. And first up in
I couldn't
news
do it fast enough. I forgot I wanted to do random shit during the break.
is a really quick drop for everybody's not watching. Matt is just trying to change his entire outfit in the during
I didn't know what I
5-second
didn't have
drop.
anything prepared, so my wife's Minnie
I
Mouse
wasn't prepared. Where's my
Minnie Mouse neck pillow.
Sure, not prepared.
Oh,
For everybody
I'm not prepared.
he's wearing
I was very prepared.
a unicorn onesie that's now pink, if you can imagine that, instead of the Mets cap. But the news items for today, speaking of clothing, the Atlanta Falcons released their new uniforms. And Nick, how was the response from Carolina?
Carolina came out hot with their Twitter account. It's pretty fun. I always like to see some good heated rivalry between interdivision opponents, especially on Twitter, where it's just for fun. Carolina basically just complimented Atlanta's new uniforms by comparing them to Adam Sandler and The Longest Yard. I don't remember the team name, but basically those uniforms. And it's very true. It's very similar. It's very fun. A good heated little Twitter video, I guess. I don't know. It's funny.
I thought it was hilarious. And honestly, I didn't hate the uniforms as much as a lot of other people did. I kind of liked the whole, lean into the ATL thing. It worked for United here with just the chants are just like ATL and stuff like that. So I'm kind of lean into it.
For everyone who doesn't know, Carl's from Atlanta, living in Atlanta. So he's going to be seeing these jerseys all around. They're going to be all around. But what right now, do you go buy a new jersey for $100, or do you get an old jersey that's now going to be on sale for $35-$40? Where does your head go?
Oh, I'm getting the Cowboys jersey.
You just create your own jersey. What you do for the new Falcons jerseys, you get a black T-shirt, and then you get one of those rip-off calendars. Take the 18th, and then you just safety pin on the 18, and then boom, you got a new Falcons jersey, because that's all they are.
You get a little bit
You're
of
running a 5K. Welcome to Atlanta.
You need a little bit of red and white electrical tape. Throw a little red and white electrical tape band up the side, and that's pretty much the same thing.
You're pretty good. You're done.
I'm thinking of that song, Welcome to Atlanta, and then people just rocking out to those horrible 5K uniforms. Now I need to see it.
Yeah, no, it's that song is fantastic though. And we say that with pretty much anything that happens here, like somebody says something good, like, oh, I had such a good time in Atlanta. You'd be like, welcome to Atlanta. And then somebody's like, oh, freak, somebody got shot. Like, yeah, welcome to Atlanta.
You know, it was really good. The remix to that where they did like LA and New York. That was a good one too.
How good is the show Atlanta though with Childish Gambino?
Oh, fantastic.
Great show.
Fantastic.
Great show.
Yes, that barber episode, speaking of barbers, is probably my favorite.
See, man,
my hat, and this is like off-centered. It's driving me insane.
You can fix the Mets cap. And let's move over to some Cowboys news. And it's Des Bryant and Dak Prescott have been in the news. Not like sports news, but news because they're violating the social distancing in Texas because they're working out together. Dak and Des are working out together. It's happening, people. It's happening. He's coming home. I'm calling it.
I'm calling it a couple times though in this.
Yeah, but now
not to get into any kind of a social discussion, but they probably have several COVID-19 tests in their kitchen drawer, so they're probably okay.
It's still under 10, right? I mean, you can still be with people as long as you're right?
Good.
You don't want to.
And you can only get tested if you're in the NFL, NBA, or a tiger
or
in the Bronx Zoo, apparently.
Or Tom Hanks, But
you don't know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, we do. The tiger.
The tiger. Oh, I thought you didn't know what I was talking about.
Yeah, no. The tiger in Bronx Zoo got corona, and I've already gone down the Bronx.
First animal to get corona.
I just don't know why we're testing tigers. Well,
I don't know if it is. I mean, the article I read was saying it was the first animal to show COVID symptom or that's positive for COVID.
It's because we know about it's the same as like showing the numbers of like this is how much many people have the virus. Let's not talk about the virus. Let's not go down that.
Real quick, had Tiger King not come out, I bet we would have never tested that Tiger. But since Tiger King, since Joe Exotic and that man, that myth, that legend, we aren't going to go down a rabbit hole about Tiger. But because of that, that's why they tested him.
I think I'm in the minority, but I tried watching that. And I borderline fell asleep during the first episode and didn't.
First episode sucks. Second episode isn't even that good, but third, fourth is when you're like, what the fuck?
I can't see myself making it that far.
And then 5, 6, 7, you're just like, no.
How many episodes is there? We haven't started watching it yet.
There's 7. You guys haven't. Neither of you watched. Oh
I've tried watching the first. It sucked, and I turned it off.
Dude, I bought Red Dead Redemption.
Ooh, I love
I'm
that.
not watching anything.
Red Dead Redemption
riding around.
Get with the times.
Hold on, he said he's playing Red Dead. Hold on, can you even hear us? Oh no, you don't wear headphones. I keep forgetting. You sit back down. I forgot you don't.
Red Dead Redemption playing on new TV. I'm living my best life.
Headphones are nothing more than an accessory. It's like
headphones are for the 1%ers.
Yeah, here you go. Here, you guys. All right. What are we talking about?
Nick puts on headphones as we move into.
He's the only one who wears headphones and makes it harder for him to hear.
As we move into the weekly topic, Nick takes off the headphones to hear better, and this is going to be a good one. This weekly topic is one that is dear to heart. We are ranking fantasy triplets. Who has the best fantasy triplets? Not the best football.
Phillip Rivers?
Stop. By the way, guys, do we only have 45 minutes to get through an entire bracket?
Yeah, and if we do, we might just focus on the AFC and save the NFC for next week, depending on how fast we are.
If this show went an hour and 5 minutes, would we explode?
Yeah. It's explosion.
I think this show could take 2 hours, but
I feel it.
If Carl can keep us on track, then we're good. We got 45 minutes.
I love being here because it makes it easy for me to do this rather than have to diagonal it.
There we go. Oh, that was a good one. Matt, you weren't here last week. We got through an entire fantasy football mock draft in a half hour. If we can do that, we can get through this. But Carl, it's all on you, keeping us on track, man.
Yeah, so let's get through it. And we have the first. So we've divided up AFC and NFC. We have matchups. It's like a NCAA bracket, and we have the first seed.
I wish you guys could see the bracket. It is the most amazing bracket. So vibrant colors, lots of animations on them that Carl did. He spent all day on it. Maybe another time we'll show it to you, but not today.
Yeah, maybe another time. It looks terrible. So the number one overall seed is for the AFC, the Kansas City Chiefs, of course, in my opinion, against the New England Patriots. So I've jotted down the triplets for each of these teams. So for Kansas City, we of course have Mahomes, we have Travis Kelce, and I went with Tyreek Hill as the last one. And for the Patriots, Jared Stidham, Sony Michel, and Julian Edelman. I feel like this one is really tough. Who's going to win this one?
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought it was a requirement to have a running back in the triplets. So mine are different.
Me too. I had Damian Williams put in there. No tight ends in any of my trios.
I felt like Travis Kelce was good enough to warrant.
That's not the point of the game, though. The point of the game is to have your
we have a quarterback, a running back, and a pass catcher.
So we're changing the game that I made up.
Tight end over receiver. Agreed with how Matt just worded it as pass catcher. But running back's got to be in there, man. NFL is still running back relevant.
I'll switch it up then.
There's plenty of teams that probably their best three players are probably all three wide receivers.
So yeah, but let's do the Kansas City's still number one, even with Damian Williams in it.
Yeah, I assume they're number one.
I'll back off. I'll concede on this one. 2 against 1. I'll concede, but it's definitely the Chiefs.
Yes.
Yeah.
No
reason to spend any time.
Patrick Mahomes beats the 3 of the Patriots by himself.
Exactly. N'Keal Harry, by the way, will be better than Julian Edelman this year, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, but I have tried to not do, what ifs.
Yep.
It's more the big names.
Yeah.
But I'll change to Williams
to this trio, and it's more of a talk. If New England can get themselves down to the 2 or 3, now obviously I doubt that'll happen, but It is. It absolutely is. 2 is way better than Jarrett Stidham. I'm
No,
sorry.
I mean it's still not a conversation though. They've gone from a 0 to a 1.
Well, I think it's conversationalist. I think you can get a conversation out of it, but I get what you're saying. Not really. Kansas City, number 1.
For the next,
I don't know why we got to go through this bracket. It'll be Kansas City versus whomever, whatever we want to talk about. Sure. For all,
I'm going to make it difficult.
Okay, good. Okay.
The next matchup that we have is the Ravens versus the Raiders. So some of these we're going to go through pretty quickly in my opinion.
Ravens, moving on.
The Ravens have then Lamar Jackson, Mark Ingram, and Marquise Brown or Mark Andrews. Who do you have there?
Hollywood. Though Mark Andrews was better last year. I mean, I would put Hollywood in that trio because he still has the potential to break.
I'd put Hollywood now only because Andrews, as good as he was, he only had he was only on the field for half the offensive snaps. So for now, I think we go Hollywood.
And for the Raiders, we have Carr, Jacobs, and I chose Waller, of course.
Yeah.
And they're, in my opinion, that's not a terrible group. They're probably better than some of these other ones.
If they had Jameis Winston in there, it'd actually be kind of interesting.
Right?
Why do you guys
if they can draft a wide receiver?
Carr is the worst fantasy quarterback, in my opinion. I just think he had terrible wide receivers last year.
No, I did too. Hey, I was on board when Antonio Brown was going to be there in preseason. I was on board.
Exactly. And if Cooper would have played up to his full potential instead of just giving up on games, I feel like Carr, I don't know. He's sneaky.
If Tyrell Williams is healthy, who knows? And they got Waller and they draft another wide receiver.
What if they double down on receivers? What if they get CeeDee Lamb and Henry Ruggs? CeeDee Lamb and Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Jeudy and Henry Ruggs.
That'd be exciting offense for Vegas.
That's going to make Carr unbelievable. It might not help the Raiders to win a championship, and we all might be like, well, no, they're going to have to draft defense.
That being said, it's the Ravens unanimously, right?
Fantasy.
It's definitely the Ravens, but the Raiders are interesting, especially if they draft a receiver.
Yep.
Because remember, it wasn't that long ago where Derek Carr could have 2 top 20 wide receivers in fantasy.
By the way, we said the Chiefs would win no matter what, but this is where if you're forcing running back into the game, the Ravens and Chiefs is actually a very serious conversation.
Tyreek Hill is so much better than Mark Andrews or Marquise Brown, and we'll get to that when we get to the semifinals, but let's not talk about it right now.
We're far off from the Ravens and Chiefs facing off. Don't jump the shark on this one, or jump the gun, I guess.
Don't shoot the shark with a gun.
Don't shoot your shark with a gun.
Peter will be here.
Don't drink the coronavirus. Dolphins versus Colts.
Dolphins.
That's an interesting one in my opinion. So we have for the Colts, we have Rivers, of course. We have Marlon Mack and T.Y. Hilton. Not terrible. For Miami, you have Fitzpatrick, Jordan Howard, and Devontae Parker. Which one is the better fantasy triple? Who will finish higher if we assume that Fitzpatrick plays the entire year? Just for now, that's the information we have in time of recording. Fitzpatrick, Jordan Howard, and Devontae Parker versus Rivers, Mack, and T.Y.
Colts easily.
I'm leaning Colts thanks to Mack and T.Y.
There's no leaning.
I think this is the biggest slaughter of the first 3 rounds, personally.
You think Jordan Howard is going to be anything more than a running back 32 this year? You're high out of your mind.
I think he's terrible. I'm just as low on Rivers as I am on
Parker
Howard.
is not going to do what he did last year. Call that.
Actually, I believe in Parker. I do.
I don't.
I believe in him. I wish they'd have traded him, but I believe in him.
I'm just so low on Rivers, and I'm scared for Ty. I think I'm in Dynasty. I think I'm going to try to trade away Ty.
I thought we were saying they're both healthy. If we're just assuming health, and Ty is technically not in the trio because I don't think he plays even half the games.
Yeah, but even if he is healthy, I think he's
old assumptions right now about injuries. Let's calm down. Rivers, by the way, has been a top 10 quarterback in fantasy for years on years on years. You get him to Indy. It's not like he's going to be Marcus Mariota. He's not going to go out there and be Jameis Winston. And even Jameis Winston didn't do terrible last year. He's going to be a top 10 quarterback, top 15. Ryan Fitzpatrick is not going to be that. Even if he plays all 16 games, you guys are high out your mind to think Phillip Rivers isn't going to finish better.
Hold on. If Ty is as healthy as Ty has,
this is an easy landslide.
Well, the biggest prediction of future injury is past injury. That's where I go with Hilton. But if he's not healthy, if he's as healthy as he's been the last 2 years, and Phillip Rivers is there. I don't think he's any kind of a lock to be a QB1. If you got Preston Williams, you got Devontae Parker, you got who am I missing there? Got injured earlier in the year. Albert Wilson. They have interesting people that yards after catch could turn Fitzpatrick maybe into. It wouldn't shock me. I think it's a little cool.
The weapons have been so much better in for the Chargers than
Gesicki
than Colts.
Yeah, I don't know.
Gesicki. I like Gesicki though.
I've changed my own mind. I still go Colts, but I think this is a lot closer than I was.
Yeah, I don't think it's a slaughter. But I'm going Colts either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, Colts for sure.
Yeah, but slaughter.
Landslide, boys.
This one I seeded.
Tua's going to Miami, so I mean,
yeah.
I think Tua's going to go to the Chargers.
Chargers? I hope so, because that means the Lions or the Redskins are going to be trading, and either way, we get Chase Young or a lot of draft capital. So hopefully,
that would be Chase Young to the Lions. That would be fun for you.
Till we really his career.
This one I did on purpose because the Jets and the Browns have been kind of the two of the worst teams in football, but this one is more of a slaughter to me because the Jets just don't have anything in fantasy. Le'Veon Bell can't produce. Who do you see as their pass catcher? I have Jamison Crowder.
Yeah, it would be Crowder.
I mean, Anunwa, but it's Crowder. Isn't Anunwa even on the team still?
I don't think so.
On the team. All right, my bad.
But it's definitely the Browns. No matter what you think of Baker, Chubb, Odell Beckham.
Yeah.
Make it their backups. Make it who'd they just get from Washington there? Used to be in Minnesota. Quarterback. Everyone's blanking.
Case
Keenum. Make it Keenum, Kareem Hunt, and
Jarvis
Landry. Still slaughters the Jets.
Yeah.
Guys, let's calm down. Sam Darnold is way better quarterback than I think Sam Darnold is a better quarterback than Baker Mayfield.
But not for fantasy.
Absolutely. Because if you I
don't think so this year though.
Yeah, no.
Jamison Crowder was only valuable in PPR.
He doesn't have any weapons.
I think Odell Beckham Jr. had all of his weapons last year and showed us that he couldn't score more than one touchdown a goddamn game. So why now we think that he's going to go out there and throw 3 touchdowns a game?
All right. Well, if we had a bet right now, I take the Browns top 3. You take the Jets top 3. What do you think would be an appropriate point spread for you to have a lead? You think you don't need one?
I mean, I like the Jets. Why am I wrong?
No, I'm asking you a serious question. If we went head to head, total fantasy points for those top 3 guys on each team, I would feel comfortable giving you a 50-point lead minimum, if not 100 points.
You're saying you would give me 100-point?
I consider it.
I'm confused right now. You're saying that if I had Sam Darnold, Le'Veon Bell, and Jamison Crowder, and I
have Mayfield, Chubb, and Odell Beckham, I definitely give you 50 no matter what.
You give me 50. You think they can outscore 50 points? Yeah. Baker Mayfield scored 1 touchdown in 15 of 16 games.
I think Beckham has a very good chance of outscoring Crowder by 50 by himself.
Jr. scored how many touchdowns last year? 3?
Do you want to make that bet? We can be friendly.
Yeah, I can write it down
right now. I'll make that bet right now.
All right, 50. I'll give you 50.
50 points right now.
50 points.
So we're saying
PPR, I guess.
Rest of the year, but so I get Crowder. Damn, because CeeDee Lamb's going there. But
no, I think
if they get CeeDee Lamb, you can have him eat instead. I don't really care. Pick any 3 Jets you want.
Can I just pick whatever receiver's better at the end of the year?
That's how I feel. 50 points. No,
50.
You have to pick. You have to pick before week 1. You have to pick.
Browns don't make the playoffs. I bet you. I'll also make another bet that the Jets finish closer to being a playoff team than the Browns this year.
That division's bad, but I still take that for the Browns too.
With the new rules and all, I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't surprise. That's a pretty bad division. The Bills are gonna win 15 games in that division. Oh, they still have to play outside of the division, but the Bills are going to run away with that.
Yeah, Bills.
We have a question.
Watch out for Tua to come in, and this would be Tua to take Miami.
They made some low-key good moves in Miami. They really did, and their coach proved that he can do a lot with a little. I like it.
Yeah, I like it.
Before we get to the next match here, we have a question in the chat from.
Did Cleveland win that one? Then that was official. Cleveland won that. You guys both vote Cleveland. Yes. I'll say Cleveland too. Yeah, they're better trio.
Travis Sumter asks, Nick
What up, Travis?
that I was saying the Chargers should trade Bosa and the 106 to Lions if Tua falls. Would you be okay with that?
Yep.
As a Packer fan, I wouldn't be okay with that.
I will. I'll take his new contract, whatever we have to sign him for, and I'll take 106. I'll give you 103, and hell, I'll even throw in a 5th-round pick for you. Sounds great to me, Chargers. That's what I would tell him, dude. Let's go. I'll run it right now, dude.
Our next AFC matchup would have been a lot juicier a while ago, but now it is the Houston Texans versus the Los Angeles Chargers. I feel like now we're a little difficult here because we have for the Texans we have Watson, Fuller, and David Johnson.
What are we doing with? Like, I know we did. Are we assuming health or no? What are we doing?
Yeah.
If we're assuming health, it's the Texans.
No,
even though I love Eckler.
I mean, can you? I mean,
I think Watson has such a big lead over Taylor. Where I love Eckler, but DJ will probably be usable.
To be honest, I don't like Keenan Allen that much. So
and Fuller, if healthy, right? Fuller with Hopkins, if Fuller is healthy, is probably a lot closer to Keenan Allen with Taylor.
Though Fuller without Nuke, I think is a lot worse than Fuller with Nuke. Yeah. So I think even with full health, we're not going to see that same Will Fuller that we once saw, whatever the word is.
I don't know. I mean, you got Stills there.
Stills. I just wrote about him in the headliners. Go check it out. Go get your Kenny Stills.
But yeah, it's a lot more interesting. But I still think it's the Texans.
Yeah, Texans.
Yeah, it's for me. It's a lot closer than I feel like it is for y'all because I'm so high on Austin Eckler. I think it's closer than I would have ever thought it was. But I still it comes down to quarterback. I think they have such a big lead.
Justin Jackson.
Texans. Moving forward over to Chargers.
Yeah.
Next one is Broncos versus Steelers, and this one hurt me a little bit because I felt when I wrote it that, damn it, they're gonna pick the Steelers, and Cortland Sutton is about to be out of this.
No, I'm taking the Broncos.
Yes.
Yeah. I assume nothing with Big Ben at this point, and especially at running back. You have 2 gigantic question marks with the Steelers, which a lot of people can argue I'm an idiot because Drew Lock, you can't assume he's going to be good either. But assuming he's okay, you have Melvin Gordon and you have
Sutton.
Yeah, you have Sutton.
What running back do you put in? You put in Gordon or you put in Lindsey? That was
I'm putting in Gordon for sure.
Gordon. I think they're rolling with Gordon.
Yeah, I mean, that's if I had to pick 3, if I'm starting a new team, I take those 3 over the Pittsburgh 3.
Yeah, I think it's extremely close.
Yes,
I am one of the guys who are high on Connor this year, pending on the draft. If the draft shows that they get a Jonathan Taylor, obviously, I'm not going to be high on Connor. But as of right now, I think with a healthy Big Ben, we talked about this last week. Carl, Juju going in the 7th round,
insane.
James Conner going late as shit, and getting Ben. I think this offense is going to be right back to where they were in 2018, and we all just think because what have you done for me lately in the NFL? You know what I mean? And
I think I'm being unfair to the Steelers because we said we were assuming health. I guess I can't wrap my head around assuming health for Connor and Ben.
Why not? I mean, Big Ben. He plays 14 games a year.
I know what I said. If both of them are healthy, it is the Steelers.
It is.
But in my mind, I just feel like the chances of things going wrong for them in my own mind are so high.
And assuming health, you still have to have some type of concern. You have that for every player. And we're assuming 16 games, but anything can happen. It's more likely that something's going to happen to Big Ben than to another quarterback.
No, what you guys are overlooking is we're about to see a sophomore slump from Drew Lock. This is a perfect example of a quarterback that plays 5 games and gets you roped in, who threw 7 touchdowns in 5 games. Why do we think this guy's going to be a fantasy?
Because he can rap.
Okay. Also,
I was going to say because he's magical.
Also, we know that Melvin Gordon is not going to be a 20-touch running back. It's Philip Lindsay's going to get his share. Philip Lindsay we saw what Royce Freeman and Melvin Gordon. What did Melvin Gordon do last year when Austin Eckler was splitting carries with them?
Hold on. What is the criteria here for picking this though? Because I feel like keeping Melvin Gordon fresh is
about the people behind him. You know what I mean? Like I can't see why Cortland Sutton not even better than Juju Smith-Schuster.
Dude.
Give me Juju all day this year over
Hold
Cortland Sutton.
on. Yeah, I mean, I won't argue I won't really argue against that, but yeah, you can't say Gordon. You can't take it away for Gordon for Lindsey and not assume that Connor's backfield's not going to steal a ton of work from him because they are.
Jalen Samuels?
Yeah, for sure. Even Benny Snell. They're probably, by the way, they're going to draft a running back, by the way.
One at a time.
James Conner all dealt with injuries last year.
They're going to draft a running back better than James Conner.
And that makes this whole conversation mute. You're right. But as of right now,
gun to your head, Nick, Broncos or Steelers, best 3-0 for fantasy right now. No draft, no nothing. Who do you want?
Pittsburgh.
Matt.
If I had to pick 3 to win in fantasy this year, I'm taking the Broncos.
What does the chat say, by the way? We should have the chat people telling us what they think.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Chime in and chat a little bit more and let us know.
They can add into the votes. It doesn't have to be 2 versus 1. It can be 3 versus 2.
It's definitely 2 versus 1 right now because before the chat has a chance, I'm just going to write the Broncos to get them through.
No, I mean I agree. This is really close though, and this is more of a gut call. This is more of a gut call for me.
This is why not seeing the bracket hurts because whoever they're about to play, they're going to lose anyway, so it doesn't really fucking matter.
Probably.
Justice Finu says the Steelers, so that's and Travis says the Steelers as well. So that's 4. That's 3 against 2.
Hey, check Twitter. Big Ben probably has you both blocked. See if that changes your mind.
Yeah, right.
Apparently, he blocks everybody. He hasn't blocked me. Has he blocked you guys?
He hasn't blocked me. No.
Yeah, me either. Apparently, he blocks everybody.
Adam Stark, the guy, the everyday FFB, who I host Lions Ball with, he's blocked by Big Ben.
He's blocked. I called him out a couple times. Big Ben, hey Big Ben, what's up? And I'm just trying to get blocked. He won't block.
What's his Twitter handle?
God. Big Ben 5 or something. Let me look it up.
This show is definitely just the AFC.
Big Ben 5. Is that Big Ben 51?
Underscore Big Ben 7.
Because there were already 6 Big Bens with an underscore.
A lot of them. Let's see. How do I know if I'm blocked?
I'm sure I can guess his number.
If you can log onto his page, you're not blocked.
Yeah, no problem at all. Yeah. And the next matchup is a problem though because it is the Titans versus the Jaguars in the AFC.
That's definitely not a problem. Tennessee, easy.
Yeah, Tennessee, very simple.
Very simple.
One of the easiest ones we've had, right?
Yes.
Because I'm just glad that we got Leonard Fournette out of this quickly.
Fournette's very good. He's better than all you got to give him credit for, especially PPR leagues. But Derrick Henry's better. We all saw that last year.
Chad, everybody okay with the Titans beating out the Jaguars? We got the Bengals versus the Bills as our last best of 16. Bengals versus Bills. And here I wrote for the Bengals. I actually wrote because they have the number 1 overall pick. I wrote quarterback. AJ Green.
This is for 2020 only, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah, then you can't go with the Bengals.
No, you can't.
Bengals kind of sneaky though with Burrow and AJ Green coming back. If Green comes out healthy, Burrow just throws it up, decides to throw 60 touchdowns. It'd be interesting.
You could, but you got Diggs and Allen and Singletary. I like it. I dig that, pun intended.
A running quarterback is always nice as well with Allen.
Yeah, 9 touchdowns last year. Probably not going to happen again this year, but still pretty good.
How much time do we got left?
We got 25 minutes.
We could do the NFC. Let's do it.
No, we cannot.
We can. Let's go.
We have a lot of teams left. Okay. I mean,
I'm in. If Carl keeps us on fucking track.
Because we can do the second and third round easy because we already talked about all the teams.
I don't even know what the second and third round is. We don't have a bracket.
He has a bracket. He'll let us know.
Yeah, right, exactly. So for this, we have the Cowboys versus Panthers.
Man, we're going in the NFC. All right.
In the NFC.
How is that a first round matchup? That's
tough for anyone. Teddy Bridgewater kills it. It's all Dallas easy.
It does not kill it when you have Christian McCaffrey and DJ Moore on one side. That's what I'm just saying.
It kills it.
I'm just saying usually you have a 1 seed versus 16 seed as the first matchup, and I think that's like a.
The thing here is that I forgot about DJ Moore as I was doing this, even though I've been super high on him. I'm like, the Panthers?
I don't know. My complaint isn't that I'm picking the Panthers. I feel like they got a tough draw in the first round. That's all. I feel like they deserve to win a round.
I would say that
is tough though.
I would take the Giants over Carolina, just to give you an idea of where I have Carolina ranked.
Well, you're wrong.
Christian McCaffrey is barely better than Saquon Barkley.
Wrong.
No.
Jones is interesting as crap. They scored a lot of points.
If we're using statistics, I'm right. It's not an opinion.
You got to look forward to this year, brother.
I know, but all data, which is really all we can go on. I win by a bunch.
It's called the mind test, man. It's called watching Daniel Jones and watching.
But if
hold on, but this isn't even the matchup.
Wait. If you gave the win with the Texans with the Chargers, then you have to give Dallas over.
Oh no! I definitely give Dallas over Carolina. All I said was it was a tough first round draw. That was all.
If Dallas is the number 1 seed, Carolina probably shouldn't have been 16. I would probably.
Yeah, that's all I meant. It's Dallas.
You're gonna run out Carolina against Trubisky, David Montgomery, or Allen Robinson.
I think the Bears should. I think Mitchell Trubisky should have been up there versus Dallas. But let's move.
49ers and the Bears are the 2 worst teams in the NFC when it comes to this trio.
All right, we'll go with Dallas. Let's move on.
Yeah,
the Saints are probably the number 1 overall pick here.
Saints are easily number 1. Saints are the best NFL trio.
Yeah, but I'm still gonna put the Cowboys over the Panthers. Travis is with you.
That's the right thing to do, in my opinion.
But the number 1 overall seed here is the Saints versus the Redskins, because the Redskins are the worst, in my opinion. Haskins,
I don't know.
McLaurin's
a lot better. I would take McLaurin over Deebo Samuel.
Over Deebo Samuel?
I would take McLaurin over Deebo. Yeah.
Yeah, but you would never take him over Michael Thomas.
Well, no.
What the hell are we talking about?
I was just comparing. You said Washington was the worst. I was saying San Fran is the worst. I think
Washington's the worst.
I disagree. I disagree.
Because we want to assume health, but you literally can't with guys. So was it Adrian Peterson? And Kyle Allen, didn't the coach say Kyle Allen may start? So you really got Kyle Allen, Adrian Peterson, and McLaurin.
Kyle Allen didn't look too bad.
49ers have Mostert. Don't forget about the monster.
Would you put Mostert? Would you put Breida as their running back?
I'll put Mostert for now.
I put Breida.
All right, so Saints are in the second round. What's the next matchup?
The Redskins. Next up is the Cardinals versus the Packers, and I love this one. But I'm going to make Matt very happy and say the Packers because Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams,
this is not close. This isn't me being a Packers fan. Whoa. Let me see Kenyon Drake do what he did for 3 games again. Aaron Jones, Devontae Adams, and Aaron Rodgers. Yes, come on.
Yeah, I mean, I Green Bay for sure, easily. Like Green Bay is the 3rd best, but I have Arizona as the 6th best. I don't know how this is a first round matchup right now. Like, yeah, Kenyon Drake isn't great or anything like that, but I mean, geez, Louise, like to have these 2 matching up in the first round.
I'm telling you, it's difficult. The NFC was difficult as crap to seed.
Teams I think worse than them: Tampa Bay easily, the Rams pretty damn easily. All these teams are worse than Arizona.
Did you see Gurley calling out the Rams for not paying him?
Oh, no, I didn't.
He just did that right before the show. He literally tagged them online and said they were late on their payment and he wants his money.
Ooh.
That's bold.
And then the Falcons were like, yeah, but you haven't done the medical over here, so we have language in the contract that can void it if you don't pass.
That would be great. He got sent back after all that. The most awkward.
Gurley's the man, too. He's not like I love Gurley. He's got a good head on his shoulders. He's a good running back. Anyway.
The Falcons can never mistreat Gurley and think they're going to keep a lot of their fans. I've said it again. He's a dog. You got to right down here.
What's the next matchup?
The next matchup is the Eagles versus the Lions. And I think this one is...
These are tough number 1 first seed matchups. I want to go Lions.
You can't... I mean, I don't... Do the Eagles have an elite pass catcher? Zach Ertz is not that anymore.
I mean,
I don't think he is.
Oh, right.
I'd give it to the Lions. I do. For 3, I mean, for team, it's obviously Eagles. They're going to improve, I would think, in the draft. But, yeah, for now, it's the Lions for me, for sure.
I think so, too. And I'm glad y'all agree because I'm really wanted them to move over to Eagles. I'm a Cowboys fan, so I wanted that. But I'm also seeing Matthew Stafford. If he's healthy, he was an MVP candidate early on. He was fantastic.
He finished the season 4th best in the NFL points per game when it comes to quarterback. Lamar Jackson, number 1. Deshaun Watson, number 2. Dak Prescott, number 3. Matt Stafford, number 4.
And people forget when Kerryon was healthy early on, he was kind of the bell cow. I mean, they weren't really going another direction.
I've been watching.
Holiday is fantastic.
I'm writing an article on Kerryon right now. I'm watching film on him. The guy spins and evades 3 tackles per play. The fact of the matter is the Lions' offensive line allows 3 to 4 defensive linemen into the backfield. So by the time he's evaded 3 to 4 tacklers, he's at the line of scrimmage. And it's terrible. It's terrible, guys. And this year is not going to get any better. I promise you, the Lions' offensive line, it's not getting any better. It's very scary drafting Kerryon this year.
Before we get into the next matchup, Justice wants to say that Deshaun Jackson could be an elite pass catcher. I don't agree at all. Not Alshon.
Is he saying he's elite, or is he saying that he's their number 1?
Maybe number 1, maybe not elite, but we were talking about like a number 1.
Yeah, they just don't have one.
Yeah, number 1. Yeah.
Whoever you guys want to put in for Philadelphia, we can all probably assume he's not going to be better than Kenny Galladay.
Yes.
Yeah, no, for sure. And welcome Mello back to the show as always. Yeah, we changed start time a little bit. And Justice confirms that it was.
Clock, what's going on?
Mello, you should have been here a while ago. Love having you here. We got a question from Nate. Do you think the Lions could trade down twice with Miami at 5, and then whoever wants the third quarterback, like the Chargers or someone who wants to jump the charge at the 6th spot? What do you think, Nate?
I could see it.
No. I've seen this in like 3 or 4 mock drafts. Every time I see this, I'm like, people are starting to relate the NFL draft to fucking Draft Day the movie. Like, no, you're not going to trade down twice. Like, that just doesn't happen. That happens in Madden.
You don't need a pick punt returner, David Putney, just because you feel like it. There's
no way the Lions trade down twice. There's barely, in my opinion, a chance that we actually trade down first. I think us trading down isn't going to be is off the wall.
Don't you agree that this year, though, maybe not you guys, but if you traded back with any of those teams, Miami or San Diego, it would seem like if anyone were going to trade back twice, this kind of lines up. If Tua falls and then someone wants to trade up for that other quarterback, it just seems like the draft is lining up that way for someone to be able to do that. It usually doesn't line up that way, but I think this year it kind of could, theoretically.
It could, but you know what will happen? It's the Seahawks versus the Giants in the NFC.
I don't think it's going to happen. No way do we trade back twice. I doubt we even trade back once.
Seahawks with Russell Wilson, Chris Carson, and I'll put Metcalf in there for fun.
Absolutely.
And Giants, Jones, Saquon, and Ingram.
Hold on, you put Metcalf over Lockett?
Yeah, for fun.
Yep. He'll be the better.
But I thought it would be more fun to assume that Metcalf will be there number 1.
He will be. There is no assuming about it.
He will only out target Lockett by about 5 to 8 targets. I don't think it's going to be much more than that.
Yeah, I also agree with that, but it will be Metcalf. I don't think it'll be
Metcalf. So Seahawks versus Giants.
And also give me Seattle over the Giants.
If we're talking, hold on, are we talking fantasy or real football?
No, fantasy.
What have you been doing this whole break?
No, this is definitely fantasy. All right, then it's the Giants. Yes.
I think the Seahawks.
I think Seahawks too. I think
hold on. What do we give the Giants? We're going Barkley, Ingram, right? And healthy Ingram?
Yeah, and Jones.
Wait, what?
If we're going Evan Ingram and Barkley healthy, give me the Giants.
Oh, why would we go Evan Ingram? I feel like
because he's their best pass catcher.
Sterling Shepard's their best pass catcher when he's healthy.
No.
Yes, he is.
Ingram.
No.
I think Evan Ingram's the best pass catcher on either team if he's healthy.
I think Ingram is Eli Manning's crutch, but is not the best pass catcher in any way, shape, or form.
For what? Oh, yes, he is.
No, he's good, but he's not better than Sterling Shepard. Or I wouldn't even say he's better than Darius Slayton. I'd take Darius Slayton over him.
I like Darius Slayton, but Evan Ingram is better than you're giving him credit for, I think.
No.
So who do you got?
8 tight end. Woo-hoo.
Matt got the Giants.
Seattle. I'm all on Seattle.
And Matt got the Giants. So I got the pick here between middle as
Russell Wilson's numbers are going to go down since they have 9 tight ends.
No, it's going to go down because they have so many tight ends.
12 tight ends on the field.
Yeah.
Let's
no offensive line. Just all tight ends. They're all eligible to catch the ball.
Let's ask the chat real quick. Seattle or Giants, best fantasy triplets? Travis says the Giants. Let's wait for one more, and then I'll be the tiebreaker if need be. Because I think Justice says the Giants as well. So it's the chat seems to go Giants.
The coin master is victorious.
When I agreed with the fans, we went with you.
You pissed everybody
was
off
just-
by saying Evan Ingram was bad. That was your fault. You lost the crowd.
He was not the best. What did he do last year? What did Evan Ingram do last year?
Well, he was
He was
hurt.
Mm.
When last time he wasn't hurt, he was amazing.
Oh man, because he was
Hold on, this matchup is close.
Going to sit there and
But
rely on him. And for anyone who goes out there and drafts Evan Ingram in the 6th round, thinking he's going to be the 2018 Evan Ingram, you're just not going to win. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, we have to listen to the chat on this one on the Broncos. That was my pet cat.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Both times the fans agree with me, I lose, and when the fans don't agree with me, I lose again. This is two-sided coin here.
Let's see about this one. This is what I call the Shanahan Bowl.
Travis Shamockery.
Brendan Shanahan, I was just watching something about the Wings and the Avalanche.
Kyle Shanahan Bowl is the Falcons versus 49ers. So we have Gurley.
Don't even say it. It's the Falcons. Don't even say it.
Falcons, dude. The
Calvin
San
Ridley
Fran's
defeats
the
the
worst.
49ers by himself. It's Calvin Ridley beats them by himself.
Vikings versus Bears. Has to be the Vikings.
Yeah. Bears are the second worst. Yeah, Vikings easily.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
And then the Buccaneers versus the Rams.
Huh.
That-
Yeah.
That's 9 and 10 for
Well,
me.
if we're forcing a running back into it,
Mm-hmm.
Buccaneers still.
Yeah, I mean, I go
Buccaneers.
Tampa Bay over the Rams.
I don't know.
Buccaneers
Hold
still.
on. What are we giving the Rams? You're giving them. What are we giving them? We're giving them Goff and
Cup.
Woods. Is it still? Is it Cup?
Yeah.
Well, I think those two were neck and neck in fantasy, and Woods had it the year before, so I think it's close.
Yeah, it's close. But
And then Henderson.
yeah,
God, that is close.
My question is, who'd you put at
Goff,
wide receiver?
Goff over Brady.
no. I'd rather have Brady than Goff.
I'll
I
take
think Goff bounces back. I think Johnson. I think you take Ronald Jones over Henderson.
I think Goff bounces back, but Brady ends up finishing better than him because he's going to have so much fun in Bruce Arians' offense.
Yeah.
I think that'll be a lot of fun for him.
Hold on, Mello fan says Brady and Evans. I definitely don't put Evans as their number one
No, I
pass
will
catcher.
take
Godwin.
Godwin. I'll take Godwin.
But they're sort of in the same boat. The Rams and the Buccaneers. You can kind of go like Woods and Cup, and you can go Evans and Godwin.
I would take the Panthers over both of these guys. So I don't care. Chat, who do you have? Hold on, you vote. Never mind. You were outvoted me anyway. My vote doesn't matter because you voted.
Yeah,
Brady.
the chat is agreeing with the Buccaneers.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Until Darrell Henderson comes out and busts out 5.5 yards per carry and 100+ yards in 3 straight games, it's easily Tampa.
You know what's funny? Everyone keeps saying that about Darrell Henderson. It's like last year. If we went off what we saw last year, he's not even the starter.
Terrible.
Oh,
Well, he will be.
I won a league.
No,
where
I'm just saying
he was stopped on the first and goal like twice, and then Goff ran it in for the touchdown instead, and I won like $500 off of that.
No,
Go
who's
ahead.
the other running back in? I can't think of with the Rams.
Malcolm Brown.
Yeah, Malcolm Brown. He should be
Oh, maybe
starting.
it was him. But we have the
He's like the Damian Williams of the NFL. He should not be starting.
perfect segue into the Chiefs
There you go.
versus Colts, and no brainer, right? Come on.
Yeah, Colts, right?
Colts.
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Stand alone for the Chiefs. I don't know what. No, I'm just joking.
This one is more interesting. I want to get your opinion on this one. Texans versus Titans.
All right, let's break this down. Quarterback not close, Texans. Running back not close, Titans. Wide receiver not close, Titans. So I think he goes. God, I think you go Titans there.
I think you do too, because I think Tannehill's going to be decent. He's not going to be trash.
Yeah, he'll be decent. Yeah, he won't be Marcus Mariota.
Yeah, which that's a really low bar.
I know. That's what
Bills versus Broncos.
Bills.
I'm. This pains me, but I'm gonna have to go the Bills as well.
Actually,
I think they have a
I'm
better.
gonna switch this. No, I'm switching. I'm going Denver. As much as I didn't want Denver to succeed against Pittsburgh.
Well, here's the thing. You do the same thing I just did, right? Quarterback is Bills, right?
Yeah.
Running back, Singletary will probably bell cow it, so it's still Bills.
I disagree. I think everyone has a lot of high marks for Devin Singletary. I think Melvin Gordon might be end up being a better fantasy running back than Devin.
I think he could be better running back. I think workload wise, Singletary will take it. And then
Are we talking PPR here? Because if we're talking PPR, I truly think Melvin's going to end up by a couple.
But he doesn't catch a ton of passes, Melvin Gordon. like a ton.
And I think also Allen has a much bigger edge there than if the at worst it's a tie at running back.
Right. Okay. Then regardless, put a wide receiver, and I'm going to give that one to Denver because that is not better than Cortland Sutton going to a new team. You have to add in the addition of going to a new team and having the team chemistry. Like it's just.
This is someone as I love Cortland Sutton because I defended him last round. I can't automatically with Drew Lock the uncertainty there. You obviously. Obviously, that Josh Allen's going to want to launch it downfield. We don't know what to expect there.
Drew Lock could easily be Baker Mayfield last year.
We know. I just did the numbers on Josh Allen this weekend with his deep throw. There's only one zone on the field where he's not the worst quarterback in deep throw.
I think in the end,
but guess where he's ranking there. Guess where he's ranking there. Where he's not the worst. Second worst. Only Kyle Allen was worst.
Tried to give him a little.
It's insanely bad, but
I think we're going to see a lot of highlight catches for Diggs. I think we'll see a lot of terrible passes.
Yeah.
But the highlights are usually not terrible passes. So as far as highlights go, he'll be
pissed because Kirk Cousins couldn't throw him a good ball. And I think we're going to see a lot of tweets.
I think it's close enough. Or I think it's respectably close enough at wide receiver. You give the edge to Sutton. At worst, it's a tie, right? At running back, but it's a big advantage for Allen at quarterback, I think.
Let's see in the chat. Bills or Broncos best fantasy trio? Who has the best triplets in fantasy? Bills or Broncos? The first one who writes gets the tiebreaker.
Carl, you're going to have to do it. We got too much shit to be waiting on these boys.
I think this is close, though.
I think it's very close. And actually,
I think Allen could be top 5 fantasy quarterback, and I think that Locke theoretically could be outside of the top 15.
Travis got it with the Bills. So let's move on to the Browns and the Ravens. And you said that we were going to move up the Ravens. I'm going to have to stay with the Ravens. I like Mark Ingram. Lamar Jackson is insane.
Baker. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Ravens.
Though I do think the running back leans towards the Browns.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
The wide receiver leans towards the Browns.
But it doesn't lead enough.
It's so big, that quarterback swing.
Yeah.
To be honest, quarterback sucks in fantasy football. You never know what's going to happen. Lamar Jackson could catch an injury week 1. Though we're expecting this healthy, I'll be the devil's advocate and I'll say the Browns, even though the Ravens are moving on.
Here's my thinking real quick. Jackson beats everyone healthy. Jackson beats Baker, no matter what Baker probably does. Ingram is probably still going to get the majority of those goal line touches like he did last year, whereas Chubb still has to worry about Hunt. And I think because they traded away they traded away, can't even think of his name, to Atlanta, Hayden Hurst. I don't necessarily think all of that extra work will go to Mark Andrews. I think that Hollywood will see a bigger role. And there's still a lot of mouths to feed on that Cleveland offense, especially adding Hooper there too. So I think Hollywood can make it close enough with Beckham for that not to be a huge advantage for him.
Let's just assume, though, they get rid of Freddie Kitchens, which they did. They bring in an offensive person who's going to be able to run that team up to somewhat relevant. I just want to say last year was not the year to believe in Cleveland, though everyone did. This year, because no one believes in Cleveland, is the year to believe in Cleveland.
If they won, I wouldn't be shocked. I'm just not picking them today. Is that a better way of phrasing it?
I will be shocked if we make this all the way through.
All right, I won't even say anything except for my picks the rest of the way.
What is the standard, though?
No, it's Cowboys versus Packers on the NFC side.
Cowboys.
I'm biased.
Oh, me too. So Nick,
Cowboys.
The
second best team in the NFC. Green Bay's third.
What about the Lions versus Saints?
Lions, easily.
Matt, what do you say?
I mean, it's the Saints.
Thank you. I just needed somebody who was not extremely biased to give their opinion before I get mine.
I'm right.
Has to be the Saints. Travis agrees with us. Vikings or the Falcons? I think it's the Falcons here, though. I don't think the Vikings.
Falcons, easily.
It's not easily.
Yeah, I don't think it's that easily with Dalvin
Pretty
Cook.
Fucking easily.
Julio Jones way over Thielen.
Way over.
Dalvin Cook way over Gurley.
Yeah.
And Matt Ryan over Cousins. I think it's the Falcons.
Yeah,
it's the Falcons, but it's not like, oh my Lord, this is super easy.
I disagree.
We still have to think about it. It's not 3 against 0. Like, bam, bam, bam.
Yeah, that's close.
No, it's not close. Falcons.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess Falcons because I think there's a chance Gurley bounces back.
Gurley had triple-digit touchdowns.
I just don't think it's. I think it's close. I still go Falcons, but I think it's close.
What about the Giants versus Buccaneers?
How did the Giants even move on? Probably the Giants.
Because Evan Engram's amazing and you refuse to acknowledge it?
And the chat wanted the Giants.
That is disgusting. Who did they beat again?
Hold on. Honestly, I want the answer from both of you. Daniel Jones or Tom Brady in fantasy this year?
Daniel Jones. And I'll take the Giants over the Bucs. They shouldn't even be here, but I'll take
I would take the Giants over the Bucs too.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go, especially with Barkley.
Oh, I just broke a pen I was holding in my hand.
Giants in the chat as well. Falcons in the chat as well. So we have 8 finalists with the Chiefs, Titans, Bills, Ravens, Falcons, Saints, Cowboys, and the Giants. For the Chiefs versus Titans, it's still the Chiefs. It's
a lot closer than it should be, though.
Yeah,
it really is.
Chiefs, though.
I still think it's Chiefs with. I don't even care if it's Kelsey or Hill. That's a lot of fantasy points from the pass catcher.
No, I mean it's the Chiefs. Just the Titans did a nice job of making it interesting, but it's the Chiefs.
Yeah, because I don't think Derrick Henry is going to be that fantastic.
I do, but I think it doesn't matter what Tannehill does. Obviously, he loses by a landslide to Mahomes. Yeah. I think Henry is really, really ahead of Williams, but then Hill still has it, even though it wouldn't shock me if that ended up not being the case at the end of the year.
How many touchdowns did Ryan Tannehill finish with last year? And how many games did he play?
Oh, he was fantastic.
Yeah, he was.
He was fantastic.
Okay, that's great, but that's not the question I asked. Does anyone know the touchdowns he scored and the games he played?
I will know in a second.
17 touchdowns in 7 games.
No, 22 and 12.
22 and 10. He started 10 games. 12. He didn't. He played in 12, but he started 10 games. So whatever that math is, what does that equal out to? Man, I wish I had calculated.
It equals out as something he's not doing this year.
Yeah.
38 touchdowns, is that better than Pat Mahomes? No, not at all. So give me Kansas City.
Yeah. That's because, and I say Henry's not going to be.
I don't know why you guys think that Tennessee is better than Kansas City. Kansas City is obviously better than them.
Yeah. We're playing us. Bills or the Ravens?
Ravens.
The Ravens are just a better version of the case I tried to make for the Bills.
I think so.
They're a better version of what the Bills are attempting to do.
Fuck did the Bills even make to the quarterfinals? All right.
Nicholas Carone says before we move on to the next one, the Coin Master is back. Yay!
Yes.
So people were missing you. People were missing you a lot.
We all missed you last week.
You showed up late, or you would have seen the neck pillow.
Minnie Mouse.
Cowboys or Giants? Best triplets. I'm super biased, but this is obvious, right?
Cowboys.
It's Cowboys.
Cowboys. Come on. Thank you. And this one is close to heart as well. Since I'm living in Atlanta, the Swampers look good. Saints or Falcons?
Should be the Lions, but let's go Saints.
It's the Saints.
Saints. Is it that easy though?
Yes.
It is.
But
they win it. They win it every. No, they don't win it. They don't win it every. But Amari's close enough to, or not Amari. Sorry, the Julio and
Thomas Julio.
I don't. Yeah, it's close, but it's still Michael.
And I think Ryan is over Breeze.
No, not at all.
No,
also, Kamara. Gurley's not over Kamara.
Yeah, no, he's not.
No, this is the Saints.
Saints.
If you want to just go right there, I'd go Cowboys over Saints, though.
I will go Cowboys over Saints in fantasy.
I would.
Ridiculous. Give me Saints over Cowboys.
Well, you got at quarterback. I would take Dak for fantasy right now in 2020. I would take Zeke over Kamara, but it's close.
And then I would take
Thomas over Amari, but it's close. So I have the Cowboys ahead 2 out of 3. It's very, very close, but I have the Cowboys.
It comes down to the quarterback. We all know Zeke's better than AK and Thomas better than Amari. It comes down to what your thoughts are on the quarterback. If you believe in Dak, and he was third best quarterback last year. I mean, if you believe in him, absolutely. For me, I would rather have Breeze. Weight in the values, I think he'll be I think he'll score more points, thus being a better value in fantasy drafts. So give me.
You know what? The thing that decides it for me is the guy we're not talking about is that Michael Gallup, giving that extra tool to Dak. That Breeze just doesn't.
Emmanuel Sanders is.
I don't know.
Good. I don't know about this. You knew this, but his team just made the Super Bowl last year. So I don't know if you knew that, but he helped out.
This is razor thin for me, but I go Cowboys. If I had to have 3,
1 and 2.
I'm taking the Cowboys. They seem like a safer bet.
It is obvious, in my opinion, Saints, Cowboys, Packers. Top 3 trios in the NFC. Easily, right there.
And since we're 2 against 1, we're doing Cowboys over Saints. Chiefs versus Ravens.
We don't even ask the fans. When
No.
And I'm the one. We ask the fans or whatever.
This is how you do it when you have
show. Give me Regis Kelly.
I'm taking the Ravens over the Chiefs, Cincinnati.
Take Kansas City.
You said Ravens over Chiefs?
I think the Tyreek Hill and Marquise Brown difference is bigger than Mark Ingram.
I don't think it ends up being that this season. I wouldn't argue against the Chiefs.
Right.
I'm not arguing against it. It's not a tearing up kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think that at running, I really don't believe in Damian Williams over a full season. So ask me again after the NFL draft. But
I bet you Damian Williams does great in the playoffs though next year.
Yeah, probably. He's got to rope everyone in at the very end.
Right.
I probably changed my own mind even talking about it, but you're both voting the Chiefs, and that's fine with me.
Yeah, stick with your guts. I like it. We need a devil's advocate.
Chiefs. Travis is on your side, by the way, Matt. Just so you know, he says that Lamar is
in Baltimore then because the fans are on someone else.
No. You're gonna win this one, Nick. You win this one. Right. Chiefs versus the Cowboys. Fantasy. Cowboys is my pick as well. Not just because I'm a homer, but the fantasy value of Dak, Zeke, and Amari Cooper is insane.
I absolutely want anyone who's just randomly turning on our podcast and flips that fast forward button all the way to the bottom, to the back end, and is like, all right, I'm going to start right here. And we say, Cowboys over the Chiefs. I want everyone to realize that this is all fantasy football relevancy and no way.
And only the top 3 people on their team, because if we made it the top 4, this wouldn't be close. It would be Chiefs.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Top 4.
If we added a 4th player, this would be. We should do this next week. Add a 4th player.
That's the 4th one.
The Packers take a huge dive.
Packers go down. Packers go way down. What? Jay Sternberg.
Real quick. Chiefs would easily win with a 4 team. What other team would all of a sudden be much better? Buccaneers? If you had a wide receiver?
Sure. Yeah, the Buccaneers would be better. Obviously, the Falcons would be a lot better.
Rams
would
be better. Well, I mean, they probably still would lose in the first round.
I think the Lions would be a tad bit better. Add Marvin Jones in comparison to fucking J-Jaw from Philadelphia. I don't know who else you'd add in Philadelphia. But
J.J. Arcega-Whiteside.
Yeah, dude.
No. Oh, the Lions would still win.
Marvin Jones we forget Marvin Jones and Kenny Galladay were both 1 and 2 in touchdowns last year. When it came
most of the teams with a crappy running back would get a big bump.
Yes, exactly.
That would be it. Except for the Niners, who would still, along with Redskins, still be the bottom 2 teams.
Yeah.
And in Chicago, they're not. Who's your 4th person in Chicago? Oh,
did we even talk about Chicago? We just let them lose without discussion.
They might be the worst.
Nick Foles, Mitch Trubisky, and then David Montgomery and Allen Robinson. You'd have
2 quarterbacks
just to make it anyone.
I think Allen Robinson alone makes them better than the Redskins and the 49ers, but they're bad.
I disagree. They're the worst team easily. I'll take San Fran's 3, 2, 4, 5, anything over Chicago. Same with Washington easily. I'll take AP instead of Geis and still take Washington over Chicago easily.
Chicago is terrible for fantasy.
David Montgomery is terrible.
They are terrible. I'm just saying hold on. Well, you agree that Allen Robinson's at least the best player on any of the 3 players on those 3 teams, right?
Yes, but Terry McLaurin is not far away. Just because Allen Robinson has done it for more years doesn't make him better than Terry McLaurin.
True.
And if you put Case Keenum over Dwayne Haskins for a year, I would love.
Hold on, if it's David Montgomery and it's Allen Robinson and it's Nick Foles, I have that trio over Washington and I have that trio over San Francisco. I do for 2020,
but not with the 4.
With the 4th player, I don't think those other 2. Well, no. San Francisco gets another nice running back, so they jump up. I don't think Washington jumps up any.
Oh no. They're still a bottom feeder.
Yeah, they're terrible.
You can add in someone like Kelvin Harmon, Bryce Love, Adrian Peterson. You can add in Vernon Davis.
Paul Richardson.
Is he even on the team? Didn't Vernon Davis retire?
Yeah, he retired.
Well, all right. Who is their
Dude,
tight end?
Adam. He's better than Trey Burton.
Right now, who is Washington's tight end?
I don't know.
No idea.
I think the fourth player on Chicago is probably still Tariq Cohen,
Yeah, for sure.
even though they just refused to acknowledge his existence last year.
But you know what? I'm gonna acknowledge that we've gone over time.
You deserve a raise for all these segues. They really are Hall of Fame worthy.
They're good, man. You find that perfect moment to be like, that's the segue.
I'll wait for it, and sometimes I have to be stern. But this time, it just felt like it flew into it.
We gotta have at least 15 minutes left.
Sumter, if Geis is healthy, you do take him over Chicago. It's just he's one of the few guys you can't assume health for. Even if we're assuming health, you can't assume health.
And he's even a Bears fan saying that.
Yeah.
In the chat.
Bears fan, what?
In the chat. Travis.
Oh, that's too bad.
Bummer.
But I would like to thank everybody for joining us here today.
Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Darius Geis, David Montgomery.
If Darius Geis is fully healthy, he is amazing.
Fantasy football this year, you're drafting in the first pick in the 5th round, and there sits David Montgomery, Philip Lindsay, Darius Geis, Kareem Hunt. Who you drafting?
Hold on, who are they?
Okay, it is David Montgomery.
David Montgomery.
Philip Lindsay, Kenyon Drake, Darius Geis.
Oh, Drake.
Oh, Drake. I didn't hear Drake the first time.
I didn't say Drake. I'm sorry. Damn it. It was supposed to be Geis and Kareem Hunt. Sorry.
It's David Montgomery.
We just won. Haha.
I would go Montgomery as well over Geis, but he would be better than Lindsay.
I take Lindsay over Geis too.
Ooh, I'd take Geis over Lindsay.
Because I don't think Geis is going to play.
Because Geis has a better ceiling than Lindsay.
He had like didn't he have surgery on both knees, like multiple surgeries on both knees?
Do you even need knees being a running back?
Just elbows.
Come on.
That's all you really need. A crawling back.
You ever hear someone say, "Oh, I broke their knee"? No, they broke their ankles. You just need a couple ankles. You're fine. Good to go.
Signing off for the Fantasy Rabbit Hole is Nick Faber, Matt Williams, and CST Fantasy. Until next time.